What is up, you guys? If you guys saw the previous video, on this video I am going to be cooking what is in this bag. And in total, the other day I went fishing on Island Style TV and I had caught a bunch of different crabs, and I caught a catfish. So I'm gonna go ahead and get ready to cook that up for you guys. I have the oil already ready and I'm about to go ahead and get that started. Now guys, when I first caught this batch, right now I caught it like earlier that day, and I had basically put it all in the deep freezer. Now basically it was so fresh that it was all alive, everything was alive, and I just threw it in the deep freezer because I was going to cook it later on that day. And I am so surprised on how well that the crabs are. Everything's actually pristine, everything is just frozen, and it feels so good when you have a fresh catch. Actually, that catfish right there is a good size, super fresh, and it is frozen alive. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cook that today because I don't want it to spoil, because if you have it frozen and it's fresh, after like 2 or 3 days it's going to spoil. So let me go ahead and get this food started cooking. I'll see you guys in the next piece. So right now, you guys, I have all the crabs in the water, and I'm just gonna go ahead and hit it with some of that cold water real quick. Pouring all that cold water, and I'm not trying to get it too bad. Right now, for some reason, the camera has like the claws are looking like brownish, reddish, but they're actually grayish. Maybe because I'm looking at the camera different. The camera angle does look different. This one right here, the claws are actually looking reddish. I actually have to cook these in a minute. So I'm just gonna fill it up with some warm water, and basically, actually it's cold water. I'm filling it up right with cold water. And what I'm gonna do is just pour like a little bit on it, just so it can like freeze up and stay in that cold water. So I'm just gonna leave it like that for a little bit, you guys, and let it just stay in that water. Now when it stays in that water, it's basically gonna just defrost, and when it's done defrosting, I'm gonna get my gloves on and get everything ready to start dispatching with it. So guys, for the next part, I am basically going to get the crabs right out here. So this one right here I have is a good size. It's been frozen in the water. I like my crabs to stay fresh. And what I'm basically going to do is I'm going to cut it down straight the middle. And the reason why I want to do that, because when I cut it down straight the middle, it's already dead. Basically I'm going to take off the shell and take off the gills, and I'll show you guys basically a clip of how I did it. Right now I'm just going to have a camera angle so I can cut it. Like basically, you guys know you cut it in half right here, and you take off the shell and you take off the gills. So you guys basically know how to basically dissect the crab. I'm going to do a rapid time because I have other crabs, so I'm going to show you guys how I cut all of them up. So guys, I finished up with the crab right now, but you see that there still is a what's it called still in there, the catfish. And right now I finished up dispatching with them. Now this is a whole bunch of blue crab in a good sized container. Fresh, super fresh actually. I'm about to fry that right now. I'm about to hard fry it. It's going to be fried so good that it's actually going to be crunchy. So also I want to get into the batter. The batter that I am using is some corn flour. A whole bag of corn flour, just corn flour right here. And I'm going to use that for the crab, and I'm going to use it for the what's it called? So, and the catfish. So I'm going to get into that in just a minute. Let me go ahead and cut this catfish up and clean off this board real quick. Now I have the catfish. Right now I have the catfish, guys. I'm going to show you how I do it. I'm first going to cut the tail off, cut these other fins off, cut these fins off right here, cut this fin off right here. Also, I'm going to cut the whiskers and the head off, and also cut the dorsal fin off, and I'm going to shave up all that extra slime You see that slime coming off of that catfish? Yeah, you want to scrape off most of that slime off. Actually scrape off most of the skin off as well, because that is not what you want when you fry. So I'm going to show you guys exactly how I do it. Like I said, cut the head, cut the fins, and the tail, and that is a good fry right there. Also, you have to gut it. If you guys didn't know, you have to gut the fish as well, because this is a super fresh fish. It actually was cut like the day ago. I know some animal people would be like, oh, you can't eat fish. Well, then that's what I'm doing. So I'm going to show you guys exactly how I'm doing it. I'm going to show you guys the way I'm doing it. Like I said, cut this, cut this, cut this, cut the head off, cut the fins off, and then gut it. So let me go ahead and get into business. So guys, this is how you want to have your catfish fillet. Basically, I had gutted it, got all the guts out, and went all the way down the tail. Also, I had stripped all of that extra slimy flesh. It's not even slimy anymore. I had left all the others, the rest of it still on the tray. I usually don't use the head when I do catfish, but I'm gonna throw that all back in the deep freezer, and I'm gonna get ready to do my battering mixture. So right now, you guys, I'm showing y'all how I make my batter. So with the batter, I use 2 eggs, a bunch of these seasonings, about a tablespoon of each, and I have these dried pepper, these freeze-dried chives. I'm using these as well. Also, I'm using this real mayonnaise, these black peppercorn, and sea salt. So I'm gonna go ahead and throw all these ingredients into one, and then I'll show you guys when it's finished mixing up. So guys, this is how it looks when you add all of that together. You see the eggs and everything and then mixed up. That is the seasoning. So guys, after mixing up the batter, it looks more like this, and I'm just gonna put all of that right into that and just let it sit. Not the entire fillet of catfish, but I'll first start off with the crabs and let them sit, and then I'm going to do another container and fill that one up with some corn, with the corn flour. So let me show you guys that in just a minute. So right now, guys, I just wanted to show you, I had some of these crabs battering here in just about 3 minutes. And as I take off the lid, you can really see them get that in focus. How they've been just seasoned. Now, what I'm gonna do is this process. I'm gonna take them out of here, and I'm gonna put them in here with the flour, the corn flour. And then whenever they batter, I'm gonna put them right here. And these are gonna be sealed tight, and these are gonna be cooked later on. And then I'm gonna do the same things with these. Put them in there. Put them right here, and then put them right there, and then I'll have each one of these containers washed out by the end of the night. So it's good to work affordable and work clean. So guys, now all of the crabs are fully fried, and not fully fried, but fully battered. And right now, after the battering of all of these two, I'm gonna cut this catfish in half, basically 1, 2, 3, into 4 pieces at least. And then I'm gonna batter each piece right here, and then put it right there and get it ready to fry. So let me show you guys how it looks when it's all done. So guys, basically I had let it sit in the fridge, that catfish, for at least a good 10 minutes. I want to keep making sure that that batter keeps mixing it up, keep stirring it around. I'm about to right now add it inside the corn flour, and now you can really see how I cut up 4 pieces of the catfish, and it just sit in that batter, and now you can just dip it right in there and you can get that magic working. So I'm gonna show you guys when it's fully battered, and I will pull it out and put it into the other box, and then get the oil started and ready, heated, so everything could be nice and ready. So that now everything's battered, I'm just gonna go ahead and make sure that everything is rebattered, because you know when you do this catfish, you want to get the insides a little bit battered too. Let me make sure that all the insides are battered as well, because most of the time when you're doing that catfish, you won't be able to get those insides battered. So you want to make sure that's all battered right. My hands are clean. If you guys notice, I made sure I washed my hands earlier. But I like a really good hard fry when you frying fish, especially fish that's fresh out the water, so that will kill any bacteria. Also, when the fish was killed, I had soaked it and washed it off. Sometimes I like using soap. Some people don't like using soap. I like using just a little pinch of soap just to clean off any extra bacteria that is on your fish. Now that is basically done. That's the first piece. Here's the second piece. I want to batter that up a little more. But it's going to get battered up again because I'm going to shake it up again with the rest of the crabs. And you guys can do it different ways. Some people would just batter it up and then put it in the fridge in this container. In these Ziploc containers, they can last up to like, I think some people will say some years, but then that would deteriorate the freshness of the fish. So I don't really like to do that. So I put all that right in there, and it's just a whole mixture, a mixed bowl of catfish and crab. So I'm put this right in the deep freezer. I'm shake it up a little bit to make sure that I might even add a little bit more corn flour because it's all going to get used because we're going to fry some more stuff tomorrow. So right now I'm going to just shake this up, guys, and get that grease.